And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Remembering history can often be heartbreaking. The Houston Museum of African American Culture has debuted a couple of exhibits showcasing the pain and anguish some of our black brothers and sisters have gone through. And while some have lived to tell the stories of their struggle, others aren't as lucky.
I mean, we've got 3 exhibits right now that are knocking people out of the park. You know, one we just dedicated, the Stairwell of Memory. I don't know if that's the one you're thinking of, but that's where we honor Robbie Tolan, Sandra Bland, and George Floyd. And we've created a spiritual kind of stairwell where there's memory there of what happened to them, so that never goes away.
But then, and of course, really quick, John, Robbie Tolan is still alive, and most of those people are from our area. Obviously, that Sandra Bland is from Chicago, but she attended Prairie View A&M University.
That's right. We call them our local angels who have something to say to us. And Robbie is like, you know, he's a survivor. It's difficult for someone who survived to deal with the fact that he survived. And, you know, that's not new to Robbie, but it's very important for us that there's someone, when we listen to Sandy Still Speaks, and she does, but posthumously, Robbie doesn't do that. He actually is able to talk now. And we've kind of encouraged him to say that, you know, what happened to you matters. Because I will tell you, when you talk to these families, you know, they are really, I mean, we had Michael Brown's mother here with us in support of Robbie when we put up the stairwell, when we commemorated the stairwell. And we had our initial lecture, the Bland Floyd Tolan lecture, which is an annual event. But you know, when I talk to these folks, the pain is just there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, the pain is never ending. It's like something egregious happened to you in an official capacity, and you can't, it seems, do anything about it. No one's held accountable. And that kind of works at you as you deal with that pain. And then later on, the people have forgotten about it, or they tell you move on. It's a special kind of pain. And that's why those mothers tend to be part of a group, a self-help group, because it's a particular kind of pain. We decided that, you know, we wanted to do something about it. We wanted to get involved with it.
Our conversation continues with John Guest Jr., the CEO of the museum, after the break. Mr. Guest talks about one particular display and how it got to the attention of Hollywood. Stay with us. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue our conversation with the CEO of Houston Museum of African American Culture. 2 exhibits there highlighting the injustices African Americans have faced at the hands of cops in turning heads. One that should never be forgotten is Robbie Tolan, who's been here on The Factor many times, shot by Bel Air police 13 years ago, and he survived.
What was Robbie Tolan's reaction when he actually saw the exhibit and how you guys put it together?
Well, I'll tell you, I have to tell you that this really started with we were like everybody else, quite honestly. We had portraits up of Sandra Bland and George Floyd as our local angels. Mm-hmm. And as it turns out, Ava DuVernay started a project that wanted to identify not just the victims, but the perpetrators of these crimes by police. And so she sent the first one to us that now is in Alabama with Brian Stevenson, but we were the first stop to look at these things. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of this, I call up Marion Tolan to say, hey, we want to do a video. We want to make Ava aware of Robbie's case. And she said, that would be nice. She said, it would be nice if, you know, we were aware of it here. And it was like that aha moment.
Wow.
Right.
You know, and it happened for many of us, like in the news business, it happened a while back. Right. And for those who don't see it now, it's not in the present, so they just don't realize that it occurred at all. And it was big news when it happened.
That's right. And that's so terribly devastating for these families. You know, we had Sandra Bland's family here when we did a big exhibition on her, and it was the same kind of unrelenting pain. And so when Marion Tolan told me, she said, no, that's right. What about here? I said, you know what? You're right. Here I am saying we want to make Ava aware of this, and we haven't even acknowledged that this is a situation that is just like George Floyd, that is just like Sandra Bland. Robbie Tolan's only, if there was any crime he committed, it was that he survived. But subject to the same exact thing. And so we decided that, you know what, we need to add that portrait, and we need, those are our three angels from this area that we know of, and we need to make, every time visitors come to the museum, we wanted something permanent that would engage them in a dialogue about a situation that continues to this day.
For those who would like to see that exhibit and others, what are your hours and where can they get more information, John?
We're Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays from 11 to 6. We're open and thriving, and come and see the exhibits. You know, right now we've got up for the first time out of Canada, 100,000 piece Lego Kingdom of Ancient Ghana. First time ever that's in the museum out of Canada. Huge, from the Aga Khan Museum in Toronto. We have right next to it in a smaller, we have Frame of Reference by artist April Frazier that's just been judged by Glass Tower as one of the top 2 exhibitions in the state of Texas. Upstairs, we have Matthew Jean-Baptiste exhibition, which is about mental health, the secrets of water. And we have coming up, for the first time, Tierney Malone's extensive Jazz Church of Houston, like you've never seen it before, where we let our audiences know the jazz history of Houston. Mm-hmm. And so if you come there now, you're gonna just come and be fascinated. And then coming down the steps, you'll always encounter what will never move. And what will never move is our stairwell of memory. What will never move is the Robbie Tolan story, is the Sandra Bland story, is the George Floyd story. They're never gonna go anywhere. They're there because, you know, instead of yet again, we see these things happening, we want people to understand that it doesn't just happen in other places, it happens here. And all of us have a responsibility, not just to complain about it, but to actively do what the museum is all about, a multicultural conversation on race geared towards a common future. And you're not gonna have a common future without difficult conversations that we kind of battingly come together and acknowledge all of our humanity.
You have to take that first step. John Guest Jr., thank you for joining us here on The Factor.
Isaiah, it's always a pleasure.